I'm Holly. That's Ray. And this is our home, Sabado. Together, we've sailed the east coast of the United States, the Bahamas, and the Caribbean. Now, after completing a 27-day ocean crossing with just the two of us, we get to explore the remote islands of the South Pacific. Subscribe to tag along on the adventure. It's another beautiful day here in French Polynesia. I recently flew from Tahiti to the United States to pick up a replacement output shaft for our sail drive. If you missed that video, I'll link it down below. But while I was there, I also picked up a fun new gadget. Ray and I love testing out the latest and greatest boat tech, so we're really excited to see how this works. It's a chart plotter, and our B&G MFD at the helm actually died on us last year, so I'm curious to see if we had maybe had this on board back then, if we could have saved some money, because it was really expensive to replace. So this is the Orca Display 2, and we also got the Core 2. I think Ray is actually installing that now, so let's go see how that's going. Oh, we've got the wire cutters out.
Got that crimped on? I think the very first suggestion that I have to Orca is to include the adapter, to go from their connector that they include to the Ethernet plug, because we couldn't get it shipped here. We tried. I had the stuff on board to crimp on the RJ45 connector, so we'll see if it works. But let's go plug it in. There's a few different ways to install this. It comes with an attachment that you can, you drill a hole and it mounts, like this. We're gonna use the sticky pad that they sent us. I have tested it in the area that I want to put it, and it was able to get a good connection. So let's go ahead and we'll do that. And we're just gonna stick this right on the top. Also, it doesn't seem like it matters which orientation you have it. So it can be on its side like this, or how we're gonna do it, we're gonna put it up like this. So let's get this off. All right, so in here we've got all of our NEMA connection points and our Ethernet. So I'm just gonna stick it up here like that. And I'll have to route these cables when I get a chance, but we're just gonna plug it in and test it out. And if you look over here, I'm just plugging it into our NEMA connection. I had one there that was unused. Then the Ethernet, I'm going to plug it right into our switch, and we'll test it.
We've spent the past several months testing out the Orca navigation system, and spoiler alert, we're pretty impressed. If you're looking for a user-friendly alternative to standard chart plotters, this might just be the answer. In the rest of this video, Ray's going to walk you through some of our favorite features and whether or not we think this is worth having aboard.
Okay, so the company is Orca, and they have three main products. They have the Display 2, they have the Core 2, and then they have their software that runs on this unit. Their software actually works on Android, iPads. It's a big manta ray right there.
Oh my gosh.
They're all pretty big. It works on their tablet, Android, phones and tablets, Apple devices, iPhones, iPads. You can control your autopilot with your watch. Super cool. It will work on the latest generation of Apple laptops that can run the iOS software, and it's not supported, but we've gotten it to work on a Linux computer as well. So it really does work on a lot of different hardware. The company's goal is really to provide a solution that is modern is focus on technology and really unshackles you from the crazy expensive devices that are put out in the marine industry. We recently had to replace our B&G chart plotter, and it was expensive. So expensive. I think we could buy 5 complete Orca solutions for the same price. And honestly, the flexibility with the Orca products is way better. Okay, so now we're going to talk in detail about the Orca system. This is not a sponsored video. They sent this unit to us to review. The only conditions we had was that we do video on it. We decided to review it because there are a lot of people who have reached out to us and they say, look, we like the idea of building our own chart plotter and using OpenCPM and QTVLM to take the place of a B&G unit, a Garmin unit, for example. And a lot of times that might not be the best plan. If you don't have the patience and the expertise required to maintain those systems, they can be quite frustrating. So first off, there are 3 components to this. There's the Display 2, there's the Core 2, which we showed the install on that, and then there's their software. You can purchase any of those separately. For example, you could just buy the software and run it on an iPad. You can buy the Core 2 and use your iPad to connect to that software. My opinion so far is that in order to get the true value of this system, you really should purchase all three components, and you're going to get a very robust and feature-rich system. And we'll dig into a few of those features in this video. So first of all, the Display 2. Now this is an Android tablet running their software. The screen is absolutely amazing. This is at half brightness. I'll turn it all the way up. It is the brightest screen that I have ever used in a tablet. It's very readable in direct sunlight. We've shown a few videos and photos of it. I have zero complaints about this screen brightness or its readability in direct sunlight. The newest iPad Pro does get very bright. We've got that right here. The problem with the iPad is it overheats rather quickly and it reduces its brightness level. This has never overheated and reduced its brightness. The other thing about this, and we'll put probably over here maybe a list of the specifications. The battery just lasts for a very long time. I believe they say 8-hour battery life, and I have no reason to doubt that. It lasts for a very long time. It's also ruggedized. I don't have any worries about water getting on it or it banging around. It would probably do more damage to the gel coat than it would do to itself. So it's a really nice unit. The second component to this is the Core 2, and that connects into your boat's NEMA network so that it can pull data off of it. That unit really is, I suppose that's why they call it the core. That is the heart of the Orca system, and in my opinion is absolutely necessary to have a robust system. The third component is the software, and the software is really nice, and they're updating it fairly frequently. It's been a good interaction between us and the development team. I think they're doing a really good job. So we've connected it into our system. We have a B&G system. That includes radar, AIS, the full gamut. And this unit is compatible with all of that, including the autopilot, which is unique in any of the tablet software that I've tried. Even B&G software won't control their autopilot. So finding software that works as well as this does with an autopilot is fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to do a screen record on the iPad just because it's easier to transfer the file from the iPad to our video editing software than it is from the Orca. Okay, so the charting system on the Orca is, it can be offline, and it can be both the official charts as well as satellite, which is really nice here in French Polynesia because the charts are not all that accurate. The one thing that you'll notice on these charts compared to something like Navionics is that it might not look as detailed, and that's simply because Orca uses the official government charts. So that's why they look this way. Some of the other things that you'll see on here is because the unit is plugged into our system, it's getting the AIS details of the boats around us. It not only pulls the AIS data off of our system, but it also pulls that data from marine traffic. So you can see boats that are further away than what your unit can pick up. Or if you don't have AIS, it will show those vessels as well. I don't think that that is a good replacement for having an AIS, but it does allow you to see AIS vessels. Now, the other thing that you'll see on this is it will control your radar. So let me just hit the transmit. And there you go. That is something that you don't get in most tablet or phone-based systems that I've used. Being able to control the radar, especially getting radar overlay on a chart, is actually really nice to have. And then the other thing that we find very useful on a system like this is the autopilot control. And this controls not just in navigation mode, which I've seen on other tablet-based systems, but you can also do wind mode and no drift, which just means that you set a heading and it will correct for set and drift. So this is this can really be a replacement for an MFD on a boat. I think for us, where we're going to have the most value in this is as a second multifunction device to supplement the one that we have at the helm. We can use it sitting here, we can use it inside. If something happens to our system, which it did, our multifunction device went out. If we had had this, we would have been able to control the system and control our autopilot. It will also connect and control our backup autopilot that we keep offline in case of some catastrophic electrical issue that we have on the boat. So it also has weather. You can pull up the weather for your location. And it uses this data to do routing. If you're a sailboat, you can enter your polar date, your wind polars, into this system, and it will use that data for your routing. They do have some built-in ones that you can modify, or if you already have your own developed, you can upload that to the core and it will do a route for you. So just show you that real quick. So there you can see the route, and with the click of a button it'll get you started on that route, and then you've got access to all of your instruments. It will also pull in your engine data So our engines are connected to our NEMA network, so it'll pull in the oil pressure and all of the RPMs, all that data, the fuel usage, and you can have that on the screen as instruments, but it also pulls that in and uses it in its logbook. So here's a trip that we did a couple of days ago, and here's where it pulls in the engine data, the voltages of your house batteries, pulls in all this information and stores it both on your devices and in the Core 2. So yeah, it's been a few months since we installed it, and we've been trying it out and testing the features. And it's been a really nice system. We think that Orca has done a great job. They continue to improve on it, and they've been listening to their customers and their users to provide updates and enhance features. And really, it's a nice unit. We like it. Now, would I recommend taking your built-in navigation system and tearing it out and replacing it with this? No. If you have a good system on your boat already, then what this is this makes a really nice backup, a really nice supplement. You walk around the boat, get all the data that you need, control your autopilot, watch your radar. For us, it's a great backup system, not just for our MFD, but also for our backup autopilot. We have a backup autopilot that's not connected to anything in here, and this controls it, and that makes it really nice. So we'll continue to talk about this as we make our way down to New Zealand. But for now, this was an introduction and our initial impressions of the unit, which are really good, and we'll continue with that review.
Thank you guys for watching. We hope you found this information valuable, and you can join our crew or become a VIP member through our website. We're trying to organize something with Orca to get you guys a discount that way if you're interested in purchasing your own Orca system. That's it for this week's video, and we'll see you next time.